Hello there, my name is David Edwards. I'm a management systems practitioner and trainer of over 30 years experience. The course I'm going to deliver today is about ISO 14001, the Environmental Management System Standard. ISO 14001 is a set of requirements designed to help organisations develop their own environmental arrangements that control every aspect of the way they deal with the environment. But rather than talk about the requirements this morning, what I want to do is talk about the underpinning concepts, of which there are five. The first is about socio-economic balance and value. We have to balance as a business how we run our business and how we manage the environment. Secondly, the plan, do, check, act cycle upon which this and every other management system standard are based. Thirdly, life cycle, that is understanding the whole life cycle of any product or service that we use or generate. Fourthly, it's the way that we interact with the environment, the conditions that we can affect. I'll come back to that in a moment. The fifth one is environmental aspects, how we actually interact with the environment. So I want to start off this morning by looking at environmental conditions. Environmental conditions are essential. In fact, the first requirement of this standard is that we understand those environmental conditions that as a business we can impact upon and which can impact upon us. So environmental conditions, what do we mean by environmental conditions? Well, there are basically four of them relating to air, to water, to land and to flora and fauna. So let's deal with each of those in turn. First of all, the air. So things meteorological, atmospherics, the way that we can impact the atmosphere. And as a business, of course, we do that in many ways. Our sales fleet or distribution vehicles issue emissions from engines. We can, as an industrial process, can generate particulate matter that goes up through smokestacks from, say, boiler units. Also, of course, meteorology, the weather, can impact the way that we do business, or it can stop us doing business at all. Extreme weather conditions are becoming more and more frequent, and they can severely impact the way that we do business. They can stop people getting to work, for example. Secondly, we have things hydrological, things to do with water. And clearly, many businesses impact water in a big way. Many businesses have industrial processes that generate trade effluent, for example, which has to be discharged into water courses. Also, of course, water can impact us. Flooding can severely damage the business's ability to undertake its work. Thirdly, we have the land. All businesses generate waste, for example, much of which will end up in landfill, which is polluting the land for many, many years to come. Plastics can stay around for many hundreds of years, for example. Also, of course, land can affect us. We can, for example, as a business, we can be affected by subsidence caused by past mining activity or minor earth tremors and so on. Fourthly, we have the ecology, flora and fauna, the way that we interact with habitats. And there, as a business, we can severely impact them. Look at the headline projects at the moment, things like deforestation of the Amazon, which is having a major impact. At a lower level, businesses can easily affect habitats of, say, nesting birds during the nesting season. Also, of course, we can be affected by flora and fauna. Take, for example, a business that wants to expand by building or extending its premises. We have to carry out an environmental impact survey in such circumstances. Now, if that were to reveal the presence of protected species, such as natterjack toads or others, or bats, then we have to be able to manage that, and that can cost a great deal of money and cause delay to expansion projects. So those are the four basic conditions, And we should be able to understand the impact that we have on those conditions, which is where environmental aspects come in. An environmental aspect being any way that we interact with any of those four conditions. And that interaction will have an impact. That impact may be great, it may be infinitesimal, but it's still an impact. Environmental aspects and impacts are going to be the subject of our next session. For the moment, we've covered so far environmental conditions, those being hydrological, meteorological, geological and ecological. Thank you for your time.